So you want to learn how to roam. So you want to learn how to counter roam / clear a roam. Well, you're in the right place because I'm going to show you exactly how to roam, but more importantly, why to roam. Because if you are not roaming the correct way, you're just being useless and you're not helping the team at all. And the truth is, most players play the game like that. First step to roaming, if you want to do it effectively, let's ban the operators that help clear roams. I mean, if you really want to be selfish, you could do that. So let's take out the Dokkaebi. Now we'll start, let's say kitchen. We'll do kitchen. Kitchen's going to be a great example. Now, the first thing about roaming is you definitely want some sort of destruction most of the time. This is pretty general, but having some form of destruction capability is what's going to help you roam. You want that in info because the info will allow you to know what is going on. So if I want to pick someone to roam with right now, I might pick Melusi. Melusi is just pretty well-rounded all around. There's two different ways you can do it. You can either commit your utility to the site to help your team because you're off the site, or you can bring your utility up for yourself. I recommend option 2 because it's going to help make your roam more effective, and then hopefully your teammates can do their job because the truth is you can't do everything. So why are we roaming? Well, ideally, we want to contest control of the map / stop the other team from getting into the bomb site. I'm just going to drop one Melusi. I'm going to... Oh, I don't have the shotgun on. I'm trolling. It's fine. It's fine. We don't have the destruction. We have the impacts, but it's fine. So what we want to... I want to go above the bomb site because this is how I can actually contest it. If I make a hole in the floor, you know, I can do this with my gun. Oh, I'm shooting bars. Then that way I can watch the walk into kitchen. Great. Now I can hold this from above so they can't walk into the bomb site. We have our Melusi below. We probably want to stop ourselves from dying, so let's reinforce the outside walls. And then we'll talk a little bit more about what we're trying to do up here. Firstly, we want to know where they're actually coming from. I still have 3 Melusis in the pocket, but I can still put those down in a bit. So let's check the cams and see where they actually spawn. This is going to give us a general idea of where they're pushing. You see the Ying's outside kitchen window. There's nothing outside service. There's another guy out kitchen window. All of a sudden, they can't plant under the kitchen window because I have opened above the kitchen window. Now, I want to make sure they're not pushing me through this balcony, maybe through my hallway. So I'm just going to drop some Melusis. And remember, we check those default cameras so we know they're not over here at least yet. And now I'm relatively safe, right? I'm not exposed to anything that the Melusis won't give me information on. Maybe this theater room, you know? But it's fine. I can just sit in this corner and hold the kitchen window. There we go. Life complete. And now I don't want to play too aggressive. I can just hold the hop in. I just want to stop them from planting. I'm just stopping them from being able to take the site. That is the purpose of the roam. Now they cannot get into the bomb site without first killing me. So as long as I stay alive up here, they can't do anything about me, right? Now, I could even hold the kitchen door. If I make this angle a little bit deeper, now I can watch the kitchen door as well. So now I'm holding more area, and the more areas you can hold at once, the better you'll be. You see my whole team's on site? And again, this is really the only spot that I can't die from. And ask yourself the question, where am I exposed to? I have the Melusi here, so I'll know if to push up there. I have the Melusi here. It's really just that theater because my team is on site. And because I have the time, might as well go over here. Just ADS, just in case there's a guy here. And I can barricade the doorway, or I can put my other Melusi down. It doesn't really matter. I'm being perfectly effective. The only situation we don't lose or win the round at this point is if they push service, right? Because I can hold every other push into the bomb site. Now, they could sprint through here, but if they're sprinting through, it's more likely my team's going to win the fight, right? So that ace hopped in the window. He didn't clear me above. I would have killed him if he tried to plant, right? They literally can't do anything. So this is being effective on a roam. It's either that or I'm moving around the map to take pressure off of every other areas. Let's say in this example right now, they have a guy lobby. So we see this guy lobby. I don't have to push him because it's a 4v or a 5v2, right? But I could come support my team if I need to by pushing behind him. And I might want to do that if we're in, let's say, like a 2v2 or a 2v3. Probably not a 2v2, a 2v3 because you want to always have equal amount of people on the site as they could push on the site when you're in these situations. That's kind of complicated. I want to try to simplify this idea as much as I can, but again, we just win the round by holding the bomb site at this point. If this guy does not get in the bomb site, we win. And because he's Sunrise, he can really only push into my team or come back around to the kitchen window. So I just keep holding where I'm at. And again, he can only win by playing the bomb. And my whole team has thrown, but we still cannot lose because he has to walk through this doorway or hop in the window, right? And if he hops in the window, I have that Melusi there. He walks in. I don't need good aim. I don't need to do anything. I'm just shooting him in the top of the head, right? So that's a perfect example of effective roaming, right? I mean, my teammates did kill everyone, but I'm there to kill the people if they need that support. And that's what you want to do on the roam. That's your number one goal, is supporting your team and supporting the bomb site. There's other times where we can't do this. For example, hookah, if we're doing a roam on hookah, we can't, well, I guess technically we could play underneath the bomb site and hold things from below, or we could hold across. We can hold pen side and stop that push. So our number one goal, we can either try to hold the site from a room above or below it to support the site from off of the bomb site so that we're forced to be cleared out. That forces the other team to do something, or else they basically lose, right? You're kind of setting them up for failure. Or you are contesting the map so they can't gain that control to work that control on your team. So we had kind of a two-parter there, which is why the kitchen roam is so effective. We can hold the site from above, but we can also stop the other team from taking above. So we're slowing down how much time it takes for them to take that space above. So if they want to fuse above, breach charge above, and work above, they have to first deal with us on the roam. And that is your goal as a roamer, is to be annoying as possible while forcing the other team to deal with you. If you are sitting on the other side of the map doing nothing, you are not being effective as a roamer. So I'm reinforcing the site right now. I don't even need to do this. I'm going to go roam hookah side this time, because what I can do hookah side is basically stop. This time I'm doing the opposite. I'm not holding the site actively, but I'm stopping the enemies from taking this hallway to add pressure to the site. So how do I do that? Well, I can set up barbed wire over here for cool vibes, so I'll know if they're kind of coming up. So again, I'm just providing myself with information on the entrances they can come from. You always want to make sure you get rid of drones. Info is your enemy when you're roaming, because there's a lot of places you can get wallbang from, etc. So I'll get rid of these drones. I'll place some traps. Again, how can they take over here? Roaming comes down to a lot of map knowledge, which is why I don't recommend it for a lot of beginner players. But people will still do it regardless, you know, whether I tell them to or not. So the biggest thing is here is contesting the various entrances they can actually come in from, which is cool vibes, hookah, and aqua. They can't get in the building any other way. So as long as I'm contesting those entrances, we're good to go. And now if they come over here, they might hit traps. I'll hit the barbed wire, whatever. You just kind of got to be careful of ruins. And now I can just sit in a corner, right? I shot the drone, so I move, so they're not sure exactly where I'm at. I'm going to hold this angle in cover onto aqua if he swings through. You hear him walk through the barbed wire there. Sounds like he's proning. Now I could just play this passively. Now he has to walk through the cap can. So we still have one on it. So that's good. We can just readjust our position and use this cover. He's pushing. We might want to pre-fire. And let's get out. Let's get out if we can. Just relocate. Shoot the drone, relocate, make them re-drone you. Because the longer I stay alive, the more time I waste. The more time I waste and the more I relocate positions, the less info they have, the less accurate that info is, and the less likely they find me. So now I'm in a new spot. They don't know I'm here. I'm still holding my hallway, so my job is still being completed, right? They can't push the other side, but they can't push this side without, there we go, a free kill. They don't have the info anymore. They wasted too many drones. Now I can check the cam to see if this guy is pushing here and see if I need to rotate. Really, I don't need to. It's a 5v2. I just have to hold. Try not to die. Again, keep wasting as much time as I can. Maybe make a punch hole just to bait him. And now I'm just going to try to bait him into me. He's probably going to end up pushing me. Or smoking me, I guess. And I just want to listen, wait, sit. I don't have to push him right now. He has to push into the bomb site. My whole team's there. If he tries to take the bomb site, my team will work him. Or while he's fighting my team, that's when I flank, right? I want to flank while he's engaged with my team. So right now he's wasting his own time by just sitting and waiting for me to peek. And if I don't engage, I'm fine. As long as this Ying doesn't 1v4 my team on site, right? So I just keep holding. I keep waiting. Again, he can't come behind me, and that's the Twitch. The Twitch is dead. So now we can go back to support because that Ying is the last guy. And we saw it because of the Reaper kill in the feed. So now we can just hold. Now I can just hold, and I don't need to peek. I can just swing off my teammates. Again, just wait for my teammates to peek, and that's when I peek. Oh, maybe don't shoot your teammate. I mean, something I do. Just keep him on his toes, you know? But that's it. That's all it is. It's contesting that space, wasting their time, and killing them by shooting them in the side of the head while stopping them from taking that avenue. I can't just sit in a corner and hookah and hide because nobody came through hookah. I won't do anything then, and then these guys will still push my team and die, and that's not what you want to happen. Now, I make them plant. We won the round, and that's the other thing about roaming is it's okay to fall off a roam. Like, I can't just sit in hookah forever because then I'm just giving this Ying a 1v1 on the rook in sight. If my rook dies, he can plant, and then I have to retake then. So get back to site once you have that massive advantage. Like, you're getting the first pick or two, and then if you can get back to site safely, do it. And don't be scared. Sometimes you should be scared because you don't want to be running into them. But if you know it's safe, take that opportunity to get back safely and then play like you would on site any other round. So the goal of roaming is really just to, and I know I've said this is the goal, this is what you want to do, this is the main goal, but there's a bunch of goals. I mean, at the end of the day, there is a bunch of goals. The goal of roaming is kind of giving yourself a buffer window outside the bomb site. So if you're in a rank where everyone plays on site, attacking against that is a lot easier when there's no roamers, right? You go above the site and you fuse, or you breach charge above the site, and you just add all this pressure from various directions. You have your team surround the bomb site, and now all of a sudden nobody's safe. Open a couple walls, it's a wrap, So roaming adds that layer of difficulty to the attack that is very good in these middle ranks. I mean, and upward. You can't all sit in the bomb site at the top ranks because they will know to just open up the floor, open up the walls, and completely screw you over. So it's a foundational aspect to the game that doesn't really come into play at these lower ranks. And you can see, I'm in unranked on my ult account. My elo is not high by any means. So this is your average bronze, silver lobby where people kind of just sit there on the bomb site and don't know what to do. Again, I'm getting distracted with default setups. I don't even need to worry about it. Let my team deal with it. I'm going to go hold penthouse side, or I can hold underneath. If I know the other team really wants to contest underneath, I could play under there and just waste their time and try to hold where they're pushing. So that's another aspect of roaming, is countering whatever the other team is doing. And you can play it even more aggressive. I could go for a spawn peek by running out here ahead of time, if I really wanted, just to take even more pressure off sooner and faster and more aggressively. Now, what I want to do here is the same thing. Contest all the different entrances. Maybe put my BP down for info if I really want. Check the cameras, see where they spawn. And this is one more thing about roaming that you might miss as well, is sometimes you need to just give it up based on where they spawn. So we see they're all over here. They might come to the roof. They got the fuse. It looks like they're setting up for this aqua side take. So what I probably want to do is rotate over to contest that. So instead of holding VIP now, since there's nobody over there, there's no point holding it. Me sitting over there is not going to do anything. So now I want to contest this. So if I put a Guma on my white stairs, now I can spray down at my balcony and contest people at the balcony, add pressure, make them waste their own time just by existing in this space. And that's the idea of roaming, is you are adding pressure and wasting time simply by being in that space. And I still have this default camp, so I know there's nobody rotating over here. I have my bulletproof, so I am safe. I'm very, very safe right now, unless they push through this doorway on me, right? So I just have to aim. Just aim and hold it. And there's Bandit. He just died underneath, so I have this goo mine that I can swing off of. I think he just shot it, actually. The audio is really weird, but again, I'm just holding an angle. I don't get droned. Now that I got a kill, I probably want to re-goo mine it, maybe move a little bit, hold a different spot, slightly different angle, and see if they push. Now I hear him on the stairs again. I'm just going to sit here. He's going to be looking in the wrong area probably. There's the drone, so I do want to just get rid of this. And then we're just going to leave. There we go. We wasted his time. We got rid of his drone. Now he has to do it all over again, except he doesn't have a drone this time, so he's going to end up like Ram did before. And that's really the cycle you're doing. You're getting rid of the info, relocating, and trying to get them to walk into you. So we're going to go back to site. Why? Because we have man advantage. Oh my god. I'm going back to site because we have man advantage. Now they're planting. I want to push up while they're planting. He doesn't have cover, right? I mean, when it's a 3v2 and one guy's planting, the other guy has to be covering. So that's my opportunity to take the 1v1 fight. If that guy gets the bomb down and gets out the window, it's going to be a near impossible retake. So I want to make sure I'm pushing that. But again, waste time, get a kill or two, fall back to site. That's it. Like, you're just contesting the space, wasting time, and then going back to the bomb site. Now, he's in this hallway. Find some cover. There we go. Probably should have been ADSing a lot sooner. But I'm yapping at you. But, like, if ideally you're just sitting holding this with your goo mine watching your back, right? Like, there's no other possible way he can win that. Got a little ahead of myself. So that's how you roam. The question is, how do you clear a roam once you've moved to attack? Because dealing with something like that is, you know, it can be annoying, it can be tough, especially when you're trying to go above with like fuse. You know, you want to fuse above the bomb site and there's like a Malusi contesting with all your utility. And truthfully, dealing with the roam is the exact same skill as attacking directly onto a bomb site, which is why I recommend learning how to attack directly for site first. Because if you can attack directly for site, you can clear a roam very easily. I don't know why we keep getting coastline. I'd love to show you guys some other maps. My next video will be on another map. If I get coastline, I won't record it, I promise. Why do we roam clear? Why do we want to roam clear? Is there a need to roam clear? Sometimes, right? Sometimes, but sometimes not. A lot of the time you don't need to roam clear because people don't do setups effectively enough to stop you from taking the bomb site. So if our goal is to contest the bomb site on a roam and support different areas so that they can't get to the bomb site, then our goal when we attack is to get to the bomb site if they are not holding it appropriately. Ignore the roamers. If the roamers aren't doing anything useful, you don't need to kill them. If they're not stopping you from planting the bomb, there is no reason to go for them. For example, on our last round, we reinforced all the hookah walls. What does that mean? They can just try to attack directly for the site through that big window like Ying did, have a guy on the rappel. All of a sudden, we can't stop the plant. And once you can't stop the plant, we have to push back, and we're pushing into their angles from the rappel, and it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. Ideally, we're just going for the bomb site. And I could drone the site out right now. Look, they have the Cav, they have the Denari. I could bring an operator like Deimos and go track her down, or a shield op or whatever. You can bring pretty much anywhere operator you want. The question you want to ask is, why am I doing this? So, for example, like right here, is there a reason to kill any roamers? Pause the video, answer that question. Is there a reason to go hunt down the roamers right now? If I have this drone in sight, well, no, I could just push directly for sight. They don't have any holes above. I can push from the window. This is all reinforced, right? And I can probably just get a couple kills that way. I can nade all this stuff and then just hop in eventually, force them out of locations with nades and push off of those things. But there's other options. We can work that verticality. If we can gain that verticality by clearing the roamers, then we can use that to our advantage. There's a lot of risk to it, right? Because if I go up there and there's no roamers on the top floor, do it again, do it again. If I go up here and there's no roamers and I start sledging the floor, I might get hit with the Cav flank, right? So normally you'd want a drone, but because my teammate's already in, this guy's a human drone, so I just need to bait him. I just need to hold his back and bait this guy while he breaches, because Cav could come at any moment, right? And that's the riskiest part about clearing roam, is getting flanked afterwards or before, right? So I'm just going to hold, try to protect him, try to bait him. You know, if Cav comes through here, he'll down him, but I'll just get the trade. But again, we could just be going directly for sight. There's no need to do any of this. It's bad for my team because I could get interrogated. If I get interrogated, then they have a chance of winning. But they don't have a chance of winning if I just go directly for the site. So at this point, let's give up the roam. We have the bomb site. There's no point going for it. Let's just walk through. There we go. All right. The Cav's off site because he just killed our teammate. So we just got to hold the door. We have a shield on this, so we're fine. Right, he's got a vault of shield. Where's the case? You can plant. Tell my team we're fine. I mean, I could go on a drone if I really want. I'm just holding the flanks. And this is the thing about a bad roam. It's just, it's not effective. This whole door's barricaded. Everything's barricading. He's offside. Just hop in. We can plant. Just plant, plant, plant. And look. Now that we planted the bomb, because this guy, again, can't stop us from planting, I can sit on my drone. He has to defuse. So what do? I can go prone, rip a grenade. I can retake above as he goes below. Watch this. I can do this. Right? He's got to come defuse the bomb. So what do? I go upstairs. How's he going to defuse when I'm above? Now, I don't want to get interrogated because then he could win this. So I'm going to wait till my team dies. And then I'm going to go in. I'm going to open the floor above. And I'm just going to hold the nade. There we go. He tries to defuse. I nade him. Let's wait for the sound. And it's really that easy. Like, this game is simple if you play it simplified. Don't overcomplicate your job. That's the biggest thing, is people overcomplicate this game so much. Exploit that. They're going to run around the map doing nothing, hop in the bomb site and plant, and you win. It's not that hard. But good luck, you know, good luck.